Hi everyone, Una here, ready for another Monday Moan. Now, today's Monday Moan is one that is so important, and I know I've touched on it a couple of times before, but I just wanted to have a full-on rant about it and have a little call to action for you guys at home, you as the consumer, because this is all about your protection at the end of the day. And that's because I want to rant today about only using qualified nutrition professionals. So I'm noticing more and more the prevalence of what I call fake nutritionists. So what I mean by that is people who call themselves nutritional therapists or nutritionalists or just nutritionists, but they have not studied nutrition at like third level, at higher level. And basically my problem with that is, you know, you can call yourself a nutritionist and have done no training. You can call yourself a nutritionist after a day course. You know, it's not a legally protected title, unfortunately, in Ireland or the UK yet. Why is that such an issue? Well, because of that, because they don't have to be qualified to provide the advice. As a registered associate nutritionist, I studied for 4 years nutrition to get that, to be allowed to register. Now, my registration is voluntary because it's not a legally protected title. I don't legally have to be registered. I registered so that I could prove to my clients, prove to consumers that I have received or achieved a certain level of competency and understanding in my degree area, in my area of profession, that allows me to give accurate, helpful and appropriate advice as much as I can. And I'm bound by the code of ethics of my organisation, which means if I'm not trained to deal with your query, I don't deal with it. I pass you on. And people who have worked with me will know that. I do that very happily. If I don't feel like I can give you the number one level of support, I will refer you to someone who can. This is the problem with people who aren't fully qualified, who aren't actual nutritionists, who are not registered nutritionists, is that they don't have that. They are not bound by the code of ethics. They do not understand the complete breadth, the nuance, the complexities of all areas of nutrition, because they haven't had that understanding of the literature. They haven't had that deep training in it. They haven't learned from professionals who've been working in the nutrition world for 30 plus years. They can't possibly know and understand all the issues that go inside of nutrition. Because even when I say nutrition, I bet you don't even know that there's nutritionists that deal with pet food. There are people whose whole area of focus is goldfish food. There are people who have whole areas of interest just in celiac disease or in a whole array of different things. So to say, for these fake nutritionists to say they can deal with any nutrition complaint and they can improve your health, guaranteed, they can guarantee weight loss, it has to be nonsense. It's absolutely impossible that they could possibly have that breadth of knowledge. And frankly, it's very insulting. As someone who did go to university and did study in depth, I don't think I know everything that has to be known about nutrition. And I don't think anyone ever will. It's important to really stay in your lane. Obviously, get the education, but don't pretend to know everything when you can't know it all. And that's the key. Now, the really important thing for me is that you have to be going to a professional who does understand the complexities, because nutrition queries and complaints can be so specific. And that's why it's so important you don't just go to a random person who's going to say, oh, cut out gluten and see how you get on. Because that's what I'm hearing from clients who have gone to other nutritionists before. They're getting just standard advice. And that's not good enough. And you deserve better as a consumer. So what I'm asking you all to do is ask for qualifications, check registration. You can find my registration if you go on the Association for Nutrition website. Check that. Registered nutritionists and registered dietitians are the only people you should be getting nutrition advice from.